my portable microphone has decided not to work anymore, which is great. I'm also sounding a bit odd. I'm very deep into flu at the moment, but want to get this video finished. Alright, so first modeling building on this channel. Just going to grab some old stuff I made years ago. These cabin walls which you've seen, and a little lava board that I built for myself. And there goes the coughing. So the first thing I wanted to make were a bunch of like lava falls, soul falls. Yeah, the falls of the souls that made Grundin's hand very cold. To do this, just grab your hot glue gun and squeeze out a bunch of glue on baking paper. It's that complicated. Just strip those off and you're basically good to go. If there was one piece of advice, I would say don't use a torch or anything like that. Make sure you use a hot glue gun. There's a little black spot on one of these strings that was caused by me trying to use an actual flame, thinking that that might be better, and it was not. It just created this smoggy, dark mess. Lay it out on your table and it looks pretty good.
I gotta say, like, I'm pretty chuffed with how this turned out. I think it's gonna look really great once it's all coloured in and such. But there is a bit of a problem with it, and that is these little guys. There's nothing wrong with the little guys, but because of the length that I need this to run, I find that I'm getting a little bit of sticky yuppie bits, which are kind of irritating me a bit, and they're a little tricky to bend around the corners. I reckon I could probably do that with just like maybe a little heat gun before the game starts. But I've got to make a decision, I reckon. I either cut them small to make them fit the length that I want them to fit, in which case I'll need more of them, which isn't a bad idea, but I don't really want to do that. Or what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to get my hot glue gun and melt these together so they form one long, like, waterfall going into this. It's not really a waterfall. Lava fall? Soul fall? I guess, maybe? Yeah, anyway, we'll see how that goes.
So in the end I decided to connect up the hot glue rivers together using a hot glue gun. Same process as before, just stitching them together. Easy peasy. Yeah, you guys know what to do. You guys know what to do. I assume you're not incompetent. Not like me. Just attaching the last little bits to the end to make sure that it actually hits the lava fall, whirlpool, soul pool in the volcano, the reservoir of souls. Once you've got all that done, just straight them out on a bit of paper and we'll get to painting. Just a basic red, orange, yellow coat for this. So I'm doing it first in scarlet. Actually looks like orange from this angle, but yeah. Now while that's drying, I'm just going to do a second feature which I thought would be cool for this. I'm going in to raise some undead souls in this next mission, so I thought maybe these souls crystallize in some cool fashion. You can see this kind of thing in Eric's Hobby Workshop where he made these brilliant little lighting effects for fireballs and things. And we just build up a nice little rocky out feature to hide that tea light. And what will happen is the glow from the LED that I stripped off carefully with my knife will spread to the hot glue crystals that I've stuck onto the light and radiate a bit as if the whole structure was glowing. Now I've dealt with these before after I watched that Eric's Hobby video, and they seemed a hell of a lot brighter the last time I did it. So, gonna go get some batteries, get my screws, and plug in some new lights, and I'm gonna cross my fingers that perhaps the battery was just rubbish and a new one will brighten it up. Yeah, that's better. That's more what I want. Okay, this will look cool. This will look cool once I'm finished. I'll just switch out all the batteries on these things and build up a number of other, what do you call them? Soul crystals, soul reservoirs. Now that's glued and all under control. Go back to your colors, do some yellow and add some yellow highlights, and then give it a nice red wash. Oh yeah, and on the end of those tea lights, make sure that you've got a little bit of an extension of that lava, as this is where it's meant to be running from. I don't know if this will look good or not. We'll find out. This mustard, tomato, and blue painting recipe I got was from Scratch Bashin', so go check out his channel if you want to see more of that. After that, you just give it a nice black wash. I got a bit harder in some areas than others, but that red and yellow will pop through and give it a nice variation in colour for the stones. Given that sort of volcanic background, I'm not too fussed if the stones look kind of black, because it suits the environment I'm trying to build. Yeah. Now, I ran out of tea lights at one point, and I didn't want to go to the store to get some more because I was starting to feel a bit run down. So I thought of a different method. Just took some of these, took some of the glue sticks, and I made standing crystals. These ones aren't going to be illuminated. I'm just going to give them the same kind of paint job that I gave them before, the red, orange, yellow. But just having these placed on the table next to those rivers should look really nice. I hope it looks really nice. We'll see if it looks really nice. I'm going to say these crystals are so easy to make. You just got to sit there with your glue gun and a couple of glue sticks, stick them together, paint them up, and that's all. This couldn't be a simpler part of the make if I tried, to be honest. Alright, and once I finish touching these up, let's go to the table and see how it looks. Yeah, throwing it down with some ruins that I've made and some models for the piece, and I'm really enjoying it. I think this actually pulled together quite nicely. One thing I would have liked if there was a bit more, I don't know if I needed maybe more LEDs to do it, but having a bit of these rivers illuminated the same way as the lighting system. While these lit up crystals look really cool, sitting them on their own like this, I feel they're kind of a bit out of place. I almost prefer just having the red painted crystals next to the red painted rivers. I think it just brings the set closer together than the lit versions. A little bit of action in your train is always going to look a lot more dynamic, a lot more interesting, running around doing things. But yeah, lessons for the future. If I'm going to do LED stuff, I can't half-ass it, even though I like half-assing things. Alright, cool, that's that. So I've got models painted, I've got Grundin's backstory and his travelling documented. All that's left is to play the next game and see how Grundin goes, being completely outmanned, outgunned, and trying to run off with as many souls as he possibly can. Cool. So yeah, as usual, like, subscribe, hit the bell, share it around. This is becoming a very eclectic channel. I don't mind that, though. It's good. And now I'm gonna go die from this flu. Bye bye.